Hey, good morning, everybody. Have you ever felt like your life was out of order? You ever felt like, wow, things are just not in sync? How is this happening to me? What is going on in my life? Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. I'm back in the saddle again. Man, had full week, a full week. And Manna fam, thank you for hanging in there with me. But I'm back in the saddle again. Was at Alex Haley's farm in right outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. In Clinton, actually, is the little small town that is around there. And I just want to share this with you real quick, so you can agree with me in prayer. We were there as part of the finalists of a cohort of churches that are vying for a back home, if you will, grant that will empower and help churches reach millennials, young adults. So we were finalists in that. I share that with you because I want you to agree with me in prayer that we receive that grant. Just agree with me in prayer. Would you do that, man of fam? I'm pouring out to you. Would you pour that back into me? Well, let's greet some people and then let's get right into the word on this morning. It feels good to be back in my space. My space. Okay. It feels good to be back in my area, my home right here. Good morning, Pastor Richard. How are you? Good morning, Joe. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Elder Mobley. How are you? Good morning, Anna. How are things there? Anna, where are you? You're in Michigan, I believe. Is that where you are? Good morning, Ari. How are you on this morning? Just want to shout out some more people, and then we're going to get right into the word on this morning. Good morning, Betty. How are you on this morning? Grand rising to you as well. Good morning, Jewel. How are you on this morning? What a wonderful morning it is. Good to be, as I said, back in my space, back in my space, my place. That's right. Back in, I'm trying to use the up to date lingo there, Joe, and that's space, but I get it. It's my place. Really, it really is. So back in my space is correct. Good morning, Lottie. How are you on this morning? Look, already know I'm going to give you the text talk takeaway 5 minutes or less. Now I need y'all to share right now. Share right now. If for no other reason, because I got a word for you on this morning. Got a word for you on this morning. Good morning, Brenda. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Paula. How are you? Dr. Obi in the house. Hey, Dr. Obi, how are things in North Kakalaki? I know you guys had a tornado there. First Lady just shared with me that her family, our family, her family is my family as well, right near that tornado that crossed 95. And thank God for some things that they did that or the other that caused them not to be in the area of the tornado. She was just sharing with me the factory that was torn down, the industrial thing that was torn down, was blown away. Her brother works there, but didn't go to work. God said, "Don't go to work." Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Wow, it's just like God. Just like God. Hey, look, let me give you the word this morning. As I said, now, remember now, please agree with me and New Life in prayer that we get the grant that I was at Alex Haley's farm as a finalist, and we were going through some things trying to learn what we needed to do. So agree with me in prayer that we get that we get that. This morning, it's all about out of order. Out of order. Turn to Genesis, hard book to find, even harder place to find. Genesis 1, 1 and 2. How about that? Genesis 1, 1 and 2. That's pretty easy. Let's get with it right. Good morning. One more. Good morning, Carolyn. How are you? If I speak to Brenda, I gotta speak to you. There's just no way I can just do one sister without the other. So Genesis 1, 1 and 2. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You already know this. The earth was without form and was void. Darkness was covering the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. I want you to grab this. And then the third verse is this, and God spoke. And God spoke. Let's talk about this morning out of order. Let me give you the backdrop, the context of the text. Now, this text has to do with the firmament. the firmament of the universe and all. The Hebrew of this has to do with like a blacksmith on an anvil hammering out what is going to be formed by the fire and the iron coming together. That's what the Hebrew of this particular text is. Genesis 1, 1, 2, and 3. And that is, God is the firmament, if you will, and he's hammering out what needs to be put in order. Remember this, things are out of order. Now God is putting it in order. You ever been at a business meeting and someone says that you're out of order? Or you feel like your life, because of this thing or that thing has happened, come your way, you weren't ready, is out of order. I'm just not in sync. I don't have a good flow. Let's talk about how God dealt with that so that you can see how he's going to deal with your situation. The first thing is this. I want you to grab this. God put a system in place that we call the solar system. The first thing that God did, and again, this is a trailer for the sermon Sunday, because we're talking about divine order. This is a trailer for Sunday. Don't you miss it. And here it is. God put a system that we call the solar system in place. That's the first thing that he did. And in the solar system, in the center for us is the sun, hence solar, that brings things into order. The first thing I want you to grab is that he did put the SON in place, that things might be brought in order, whatever is going on. The Son, his Son, Jesus Christ, is put in the center of my situation, that things might bring and be brought in order. Here's the second thing. You're wondering, my God, how did this happen? What is going on in my life? Order was held captive by disorder. That's why in the third verse, he says this, let there. Anything that you let go, my hand is being held. Let this go. Let that go. Disorder holds order captive, and what brings it out is the word of God. Let there be light. Let there be a changing and a changing of the ground from the air. Let there be water that bubbles up from the earth. That's what he says. Let there be a day and let there be a night. He brings order out of disorder because he tells disorder to let order go. You have to speak into your disorderly situations so order can come out of it. Here's the third thing I would need you to grab. The third thing is this: God don't do random. God don't do random. He doesn't. So the things that may be happening in your life right now, the things that may be going on in your life right now, that you say, how did this happen? Why did this happen? God has going to bring order out of that. Romans 8:28, you already know. God works it together, despite what it is. Because what is it? God don't do random, and there's no accidents in a Christian's life. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: it's simple. Get in order, because God is never out of order. Get in order because God is never out of order. And watch God do some amazing things in your life, not only today, but for the balance of your life. A trailer for the message Sunday. Don't you dare miss it. Don't dare miss it, because it's going to be a fire word in the house. God bless you. Share the man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. And I'll see you Monday morning with more Morning Manna.